Ladies and gentlemen, life isn't going to wait for you. Time, as precious as it is, doesn't ask for your permission to keep moving forward. It doesn't say, hey, take a break. I'll wait for you to catch up. No, it just keeps going. And while it does, the question you need to ask yourself is this: if not now, when? You've got dreams, you've got ambitions, you've got goals, but I see too many people waiting for the right moment, waiting for the stars to align, waiting for the perfect conditions. And guess what? Those moments don't come. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will spend your whole life waiting. Time waits for no one. Every moment we hesitate is a moment we lose forever. And let me tell you something. We are all guilty of putting things off. We tell ourselves that we'll get to it later. We tell ourselves that we'll wait for the right time. But what happens when that right time never comes? What happens when we let those opportunities slip through our fingers, thinking we'll catch the next one? The truth is, there's no perfect time. There's no perfect moment when everything aligns and the stars are in the right position. If you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't pause for you to get your act together. It doesn't stop because you feel uncertain, because you're afraid, or because you think you don't have all the answers. Time just keeps moving, and with every second that ticks by, another opportunity passes. Every time you hesitate, every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, every time you push that goal further into the future, you're sacrificing something. You're sacrificing your potential, your growth, your chance to move forward. You're sacrificing the very thing that could take you closer to your dreams. Those moments you put off, they don't come back. They don't get refunded. They don't come with an apology or a second chance. You lose them. And once they're gone forever. So, you have to ask yourself, if not now, when? You're not promised tomorrow. No one knows what tomorrow holds. No one knows what the future looks like. That's why the time to act is always now. The longer you wait, the more time you waste. You keep convincing yourself that you're just one step away from starting, that you just need a little more preparation, that you need more knowledge or more experience. But guess what? You'll never have everything figured out. You'll never have the perfect plan. There will always be uncertainties, always be doubts, and always be obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is that the successful ones act even when the path is unclear. They move forward, not because they know everything, but because they understand that waiting will only lead to regret. Opportunities don't last forever. They come and go. And when you let them slip by, you don't get a do-over. You can't hit rewind. You can't pause time and say, let me try again. That's why it's crucial to seize the moment when it arrives, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't have everything in place. When that door opens, you've got to walk through it. You've got to act, because the window of opportunity won't stay open forever. Look around. Look at the people who've made things happen. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for the perfect set of circumstances. They didn't wait for someone else's permission. They took action in the moment. They understood that opportunity doesn't knock twice, and that if they didn't move now, they would miss it. So ask yourself again, if not now, when? If you don't act today, when will you? If you don't take that step now, what makes you think you'll be ready tomorrow? The truth is, there's no better time than now. The only thing standing between you and your future is the decision to start. And that decision, my friend, is up to you. Fear has a way of sneaking into our lives, often paralyzing us at the moment when we need to move forward the most. It's that voice in your head that says, what if I fail? Or what if I'm not good enough? And if you're like most people, that fear can hold you back from even trying. You convince yourself that maybe now isn't the right time, or that you're not ready, or that you're not capable of succeeding. But here's the truth. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is actually a sign that you're on the verge of growth. It's a natural part of the journey toward achieving your dreams, and it's something you need to embrace, not run from. Think about it. Every time you've pushed yourself out of your comfort zone, whether it was trying something new, taking a risk, or going after something bigger than what you've done before, fear was probably there. And that fear, it wasn't a signal that you should turn back. It wasn't a sign that you were making a mistake. No, that fear was a signal that you were pushing beyond your limits, that you were moving into unknown territory, that you were moving into an unknown territory, that you were moving into an unknown territory, that you were on the cusp of something great. The only reason you're afraid is because you care. You care about the outcome. You care about how it might turn out. You care about what this step means for your future, and that's okay. Fear isn't a weakness. It's a sign that you're about to grow. The problem is too many of us listen to that fear in a way that holds us back. We hear it and we let it stop us in our tracks. We take it as a sign that we shouldn't take the risk, that we're not equipped, that we'll never be good enough. But fear is not a reason to stop. It's a reason to keep going. It's a reminder that the path you're on is taking you somewhere important. If there's no fear, there's no challenge. If there's no challenge, there's no growth. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding fear. They got there by moving through it, by taking action in spite of it, and by using it as fuel. Fear is like a compass. It's a tool that points you toward what matters most. When you're afraid, it means you're stepping into the unknown. It means you're going after something that matters. It means you're testing your limits and expanding your potential. And while it's natural to feel fear, it's also important to recognize that it doesn't define you. It doesn't dictate your success. It doesn't determine whether you can achieve your dreams. What matters is what you do with that fear. Will you let it hold you back, or will you use it as a catalyst to propel you forward? Every time you push through fear, you build resilience, you build strength, you build confidence. And the more you do it, the less power fear has over you. It doesn't go away, but it becomes something you learn to manage. It becomes something you learn to work with. The next time fear shows up, instead of shrinking from it, lean into it. Understand that fear is not your enemy. It's the sign that you're on the right track. You're growing, and that's something to celebrate, not something to fear. Embrace the fear, because it means you're doing something that matters and you're doing it right. Regret is a powerful force. It's that feeling that creeps up on you when you look back at your life and realize that you could have done more, been more, or taken that chance you once hesitated to take. It's the weight of the what ifs. What if I had pursued that dream? What if I had made that decision? What if I hadn't played it safe? Too many people, as they grow older, find themselves facing this exact scenario. They look back and see a life full of missed opportunities, roads not taken, and chances never seized. And the hardest part, there's nothing they can do to change it. Time has moved on, and so have their chances. But here's the thing, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to let your life be a collection of could-have-been moments. You don't have to let the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of the unknown dictate your future. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to decide how your story will unfold. You have the opportunity to take action, to move forward, and to live in a way that will leave you with no regrets. But to do that, you need to start now. Too many people fall into the trap of thinking that there will always be time. They think that they can wait until tomorrow or next week or until things settle down. But the reality is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. Life doesn't come with a promise of more chances. It doesn't give you a second shot at the opportunities you let slip away. So if you want to live a life without regret, you have to take action now, right where you are. Every day you wait, every day you put off your dreams and goals is a day you're one step further from achieving them. The more you hesitate, the more opportunities pass you by. And one day you'll wake up and realize that the life you've lived is filled with things you could have done, places you could have gone, and people you could have been. But you never did them because you waited too long. Think about the things you've always wanted to do. Maybe it's a career you've dreamed of, a relationship you've always wanted to build, or a personal goal that you've put off for years. Now think about where you could be if you had started pursuing it earlier. The difference between those who live without regret and those who do is action. The people who look back on their lives and say, "I'm proud of what I've done," are the ones who didn't wait for the perfect time. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They took the opportunity in front of them and made the most of it, even if it wasn't perfect, even if it was scary, and even if they weren't sure of the outcome. Living a life without regret means not waiting for the right moment to start. It means taking that first step, even when you're unsure, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when the fear of failure tries to hold you back. It means choosing action over hesitation and understanding that the real regret isn't in trying and failing, it's in never trying at all. So don't wait. Don't let your life pass you by while you sit on the sidelines, watching others take action. Start now, and when you look back, make sure you have no regrets. Make sure that your life is a collection of bold moves, brave choices, and opportunities seized. Success is rarely handed to anyone on a silver platter. It's not something that magically appears when you wish for it or when everything aligns perfectly. Success is earned, and it's earned through the grind, the hustle, the struggle. It's easy to look at successful people and think that they've had it easy, that they were just in the right place at the right time, or that they had some sort of advantage. But the reality is, those who have achieved greatness have often faced the most difficult challenges, the hardest setbacks, and the greatest obstacles. The difference between them and those who gave up is simple. They didn't quit. They embraced the struggle, knowing that it was the very thing that was shaping them into who they were meant to be. The journey towards success is not a smooth, straight path. There are twists, turns, and bumps along the way that can make you question whether it's worth it. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when you're overwhelmed by the weight of your goals and dreams. You'll face moments when failure seems inevitable, when doubt creeps in, and when it feels like the world is telling you to turn around. But here's the truth. Those moments are the ones that matter most. The struggle is not a sign that you're failing, it's a sign that you're growing. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, is preparing you for something greater. It's honing your skills, building your resilience, and teaching you valuable lessons that you can't learn any other way. Success isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the person who is capable of achieving those goals. And you can't become that person without going through the tough times, without pushing through the struggles. The challenges you face today are the ones that will give you the strength, the wisdom, and the perseverance to conquer the challenges of tomorrow. Too often, people wait for the perfect time to start. They think they need the perfect circumstances, the perfect amount of experience, or the perfect set of conditions before they can take action. But the reality is, the perfect time will never come. If you wait for everything to be just right, you'll never make a move. Waiting for perfection only leads to inaction and missed opportunities. The key to success is not waiting for the perfect moment. It's embracing the imperfect, the uncertain, and the messy parts of the journey. No one ever achieved greatness by waiting for the stars to align. The ones who succeeded were the ones who took action in the face of uncertainty. They understood that success is a result of progress, not perfection. It's a result of pushing forward, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger. And every time you keep going, despite the challenges, you're one step closer to the success you desire. The struggle is not something to fear or avoid. It's something to embrace. It's the fire that tempers you, the grind that sharpens you, and the test that proves your commitment to your dreams. Don't wait for the perfect time, because that time will never come. Instead, take the challenges head on, knowing they are preparing you for greatness. The path to success is paved with obstacles, but those obstacles are the very things that make success worth achieving. The world is full of opportunities, yet too many people hold themselves back because they're waiting for someone else to give them permission. They're waiting for the green light, for the approval, for the right circumstances to come along. But here's the thing. The world isn't going to wait for you to ask for permission. The world is waiting for you to show up, to step forward, and to contribute in your own unique way. There is something only you can offer, something that no one else can replicate, and it's time for you to realize that the moment to start is now. For so many of us, our dreams sit on a shelf collecting dust because we're afraid to take that first step. We tell ourselves that we're not ready yet, or that we don't have the skills, or that someone else is more qualified. But here's the truth. Readiness is a myth. No one ever feels fully ready. No one starts off with all the answers, with perfect knowledge, or with everything in place. The only way to become the person you were meant to be is to start moving forward, even when you don't feel ready. The best time to pursue your dreams is right now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for someone to give you a stamp of approval. You don't need anyone's permission to live your purpose, to pursue what lights you up, or to take action toward the life you've always dreamed of. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the future, where you are the person you've always wanted to become. Each action you take moves you further down the path of growth, learning, and development. And even the missteps, the failures, and the setbacks, they all teach you something valuable. Progress is not linear. It's messy. It's filled with mistakes and surprises. But every step you take adds to your journey. It's the accumulation of those small steps that shapes your future. You may not see the full picture right away, but that doesn't mean you're not getting closer. It just means you need to keep moving forward, step by step, with belief in yourself and the process. Too many people sit on the sidelines of their own lives, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect opportunity to act. But by doing so, they miss the opportunities that are right in front of them. The truth is, those small steps, the ones you think don't matter, are the ones that lead to big things. The consistent action, day by day, no matter how small, is what will eventually transform your dreams into reality. The longer you wait, the more you miss out on the chance to grow, to learn, and to experience all that life has to offer. The world needs your contribution. It needs your unique voice, your ideas, your perspective. No one else can bring to the table what you can. When you hold back, you not only rob yourself of the chance to achieve your dreams, you rob the world of the gift you were meant to share. So, stop waiting. Don't wait for permission, for the right time, or for someone to tell you that it's your turn. The time is now. Every small step you take today is the foundation for the future you're working toward. Each moment is an opportunity to get closer to who you're meant to be and to the life you're destined to create. You've got dreams, you've got ambitions, you've got goals, but I see too many people waiting for the right moment, waiting for the stars to align, waiting for the perfect conditions, and guess what? Those moments don't come. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will spend your whole life waiting. You've got to move now. You've got to take that step, even when the fear is right there staring you down. Because fear doesn't go away. It's there to challenge you, to test you, and if you let it control you, it will hold you back from everything you're meant to be. But the truth is, every time you take a step forward in the face of fear, you become stronger. And when you face your fears head on, you realize they were never as big as they seemed. Some of you are sitting here right now asking yourselves, what if I fail? What if I mess up? Let me tell you something. Failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. The only real failure is in never trying at all. You have to go through the struggle to get to the success. You're going to fall, you're going to stumble, you're going to face setbacks, but it's the struggle that shapes you, it's the pain that builds your character. It's the times when you want to quit that give you the strength to keep going. So when it feels tough, when you feel like giving up, ask yourself, if not now, when? You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the people around you, you owe it to the world to show up, to make your mark, and to be the person you were born to be. And it all starts now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. The future is yours to shape, but it begins with a decision to take that first step today. Today begins at the beginning with you. Don't wait for the world to change it yourself. Don't wait for permission. Give yourself the permission to go after everything you deserve. So here's the question one last time. If not now, when? The world is waiting for you to answer.